I'm Chase.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Customer Service.
Wow.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
I love that you're going to do an intro. I was like, we don't normally do the intro separate, so to bust right into it. But I looked over and you were ready.
No, I'm going for it. How are we doing? We have a guest in the house today.
A very rare in-person interview.
We don't do these. He unfortunately is trapped in this airlock room. This is like a Ziploc bag of a room, and you'll find that come an hour and a half from now.
This is at least $3,000 in LA a month.
Yeah, dude.
We'll take that. Just go off of that.
That's cool.
The funny thing is, like, people will enter after we've been doing like a podcast, because sometimes we'll do like 2 in a row and stuff. People will come in here and like it smells like breath in here, and you're like, that's
hot,
just carbon dioxide.
Yeah. So when we step out later on, it'll be like the cold plunge you took just a moment before coming in.
No,
so.
I had the lock in. I wasn't sure if I was going to be interviewed on.
Are you a daily cold plunge guy?
No.
This is just a.
But when there's one in your
river,
backyard,
sure.
People will pay a lot of money for that. In
That's
LA,
true.
You know?
That's true.
And I got to lock in just in case you start asking questions on Japanese denim. Then I got to know what I'm talking about.
No, we don't really ask those questions. Unless that's something we want to talk about. We talk about. Let's see. What are our top topics that aren't fashion?
Food. There's a lot of food talk.
A lot of food talk.
There's a lot of. We just tell stories.
Like from when we're younger, because we're like, where are you from?
I grew up on Long Island.
Oh.
My parents took the family to kind of like Santa Barbara area.
Okay.
A little bit of LA too.
That's a big move.
They wanted to like plan their retirement because they were like at the time my dad was like 60 maybe and my mom was 50 or so.
Yeah.
And they wanted to start thinking about it.
Got it.
And they would still fly back and forth. It was a crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you're on Long Island till how old?
Like only like young. I moved. I did like goodness. I was 8. I was 8 or 9.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I was like I got a couple good years there.
You got like elementary school out of the way.
I could remember. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then I stayed in Santa Barbara a few years. Wasn't for me. That town is like just truthfully just a bunch of rich kids, and like there's nothing to do. Like
we know a fellow who lives out there. And
Santa Barbara's amazing. And you either need money or like the kids that stay, like either are like taking over their dad's companies, or just like smoking weed and surfing every day. It's like you pick one.
We are whatever the polar opposite of that is. That's what we are. But we also, I strive to be that kid. I want to be that child.
No, I'm trying to create that kid. One day.
Yeah.
No, and then I moved to Canada for a long time.
No kidding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I lived in Vancouver Island in a tiny town called Mill Bay for 2 years. This was a few years of high school. Then I went to McGill in Montreal for 4.
Okay.
I studied kinesiology, which is random.
What is that? I don't know.
It's like sports medicine.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Study of movement. It's like a pre-med requisite. And then I moved to Toronto for another 6, where I basically focused exclusively on like food and wine, mostly wine.
Okay.
It was random, yeah. Like beverage. I was like a sommelier. And then I moved to LA 5 years ago now. So I'm 31.
I was gonna say I was gonna ask how old are you?
I'm 31.
You've been around. You look great. So.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's the cold plunge.
It is the cold plunge. Yeah.
Tightened everything.
Yeah. My fingers are still numb. I'm 31. I just turned 31. So what day is it? It's 24th, right? I turned 31 10 days ago.
Wow.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Which you're a busy guy. That's a lot of things that happen before 31.
Yeah, I've lived like a few different lives.
Sure.
A few of them like pretty elementary, but I was in the restaurant industry. I was supposed to be in the medical industry.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the ceramics merchandising industry, I suppose.
They're big jumps. They're
huge jumps. Yeah. So I've been around, but they've all kind of trailed on the same wavelength of like hospitality and customer relations and knowledge. If we were to say knowledge acquisition, like just learning as much as you can, dumping it somewhere, profit.
Yeah.
Maybe profit.
Hopefully.
Yeah, sure. Fingers crossed.
Sometimes profit.
Yeah.
Getting into like sports medicine, would that be a fair?
Yeah, well, most people that a lot of my friends are doctors now.
Okay.
A lot of them are surgeons, wherever. A lot of Canadians too. naturally. A lot of them are lawyers. Like I have like a very traditional older friend group, like bankers and stuff. You know, everyone needs a couple of those.
You do.
Yeah.
But
You
now, like moving to LA, most of my close friends are like really amazing photographers, people that own small businesses, people that own restaurants. Of course, the artists, ceramic artists, like pastry chefs. It's like a really eclectic, very special community that some people can find in LA.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the case, and I think a lot of people struggle with LA.
Yeah.
Y'all have been, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like a spread out city. There's a lot of challenges with it.
Sure.
It's wildly expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the traffic can be brutal.
Yeah.
But like I don't have a commute, so like I don't deal with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's segregated between like East and West LA. You know, like the West are like the ocean people.
Yeah.
And then the end artists, but then the East are like Silver Lake, like hipsters, I suppose.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I'm sure you ship there sometimes.
Oh yeah.
We got a
know,
contingency. Yeah.
And like I live on the East Side. I live in Highland Park.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Sure.
very gentrified, but it's a great place because like it's like crusty, but there's a lot of new wealth there.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of great opportunity and but there's so much history to it too. So it's a very intriguing place for us to live.
Yeah.
Peyton and I, and it's really fun to have like a business there too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, since you've bounced around a lot and you've done East Coast, West Coast, kind of in the middle with Toronto a little bit, not of North America at least.
Yeah.
Like, what agrees? Does LA agree with you the most?
LA's been really good to us. Mostly on the points that I just gave, but I love Toronto.
Yeah.
Like
Toronto's
I mean,
cool.
I ground my teeth there. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very romantic time. It was like I didn't own a car till I was like whatever, like 25, right? 26. And I would bike everywhere. In LA, you don't do that.
Yeah.
It's like sketchy.
Too far,
Trying to like cut the underpass, like you have a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I want to bike. Like, I mean, I've had like 3 bikes stolen from me off chain link fences.
Yeah,
Like, but that's my fault. But Toronto's an amazing place. There's huge culture. There's like 11 Chinatowns, to my understanding.
Oh my God.
There's like 3 Koreatowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
I pulled that from an old Dave Chang podcast, but like it's true. It's like there's the biggest Chinese population outside of China, or like one of them at least. I think Markham and outside Vancouver and
we're talking about Toronto. Yeah.
we're talking about Toronto.
Yeah. So I lived in Chicago for a really long time, and I was in like a very high end district, and so many of the kids would come from Toronto that were going to school to come down to shop. So I like knew so many people from Toronto because there was also that, I forget what that name of that flight was, but you could get on a flight for like $30 and be
it was the Porter Airlines.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. There was a minute there where it was like
an
free.
editorial with them.
Yeah.
It took me 5 years of being out of Toronto to get an opportunity with Porter Airlines.
Yeah.
But Toronto specifically is a really amazing place, and there's tons of really small community, and there's tons of like ethnic community, and it creates a really diverse environment.
Yeah,
like
it's very sought after.
There are like
right?
15 Asia towns, like
Yeah.
Asian towns. It's great, and that doesn't even include like I mean, like Little Greece on the east side. I don't know if it's called Little Greece, but like there's Little Ethiopia. Like there's everything you can imagine. It's like a New York, but like smaller, but like pumped up in different ways.
Yeah.
And it gave me and you know what the really cool thing about Toronto is that like there are still a lot of opportunities there.
Yeah.
As like a young man or a young person trying to like build something, that's one thing I really crave, and one thing that is really lost in LA. And I'm specifically referring to like maybe like the restaurant industry, because that's like in Toronto I know most people that operate restaurants now just from my previous life. But I mean, like you can open a restaurant with like not much.
Yeah.
In LA, I mean, try opening a restaurant with like under $500,000. Like it's really
I mean, that's what you really get into. And I think that the thing that sucks about that is you don't get the people who are truly hungry. Because it's like if you have to have $500,000 just to open the fucking thing, you're not hungry.
No.
You know what I mean? You're not hungry. You're not
I have friends,
eager to.
I have friends in Toronto that open restaurants with like a couple $100,000, no investors, and they have like a soulful, beautiful space. They build with their hands. And
those motherfuckers aren't messing around either, because this is either they have to pay that $100,000 back. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
it's like, so that's the best stuff comes out of like, I don't want to. It's not desperation, but it's like exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
at least
like,
a little.
I feel like y'all, like I can relate. Like I feel like y'all can relate. Like it just in LA the rents are higher. There's more restrictions. There's less like suitable places to thrive in terms of like real estate and opportunity. It's like find me a restaurant licensed place in LA that's under $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
And that still feels really expensive,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like find me a $5,000 a month. Impossible.
Yeah.
$3,000, like that's when like business can actually be successful.
Sure.
Doesn't exist anymore. Especially with the licenses, right?
Yeah.
So like the opportunity is really cool. So now all my friends in Toronto, like they're all like kicking it. Like they're like operating some of the coolest restaurants. And it just feels really homey and like mom and pop.
Yeah.
There's something really special about that LA doesn't have. A few select people have that.
Sure.
You know, and not to talk about restaurants too much, but
no, you're fine. Like I said, this is like what we like to talk about.
It was my first career.
Yeah.
I
What do you
owned
mean?
a restaurant.
So you said that you did like sommelier stuff, but tell me like what was like, where do we start? And just build us a little bit of the arc of the restaurant arc.
Okay. I won't
Because
go
the one
too
thing is,
deep, but-
I only ever worked at Starbucks. Now I'm gonna tell you, I loved it. I was on mic. I was a machine. I loved working there. But I've never worked in restaurants other than that. But I like the idea of it so much, because I like high intensity shit. I love smoking. I love like all the things that tend to come with restaurant work. I'm on board with. I was kind of built for, but I've never done it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that different from what you're doing now.
Sure.
The restaurant is just a hospitality outlet, right? Yeah. You're feeding people.
Yeah.
Here, you're clothing people, right? And like you build a community. Cool restaurants are a community. You know, people want to be there. They want to be seen. They want to be part of it. And you have different cogs in your businesses, like in your business here, that restaurants don't have, but they rotate very similarly.
It's all the same stuff.
Yeah, you got to rebuy
in
produce and inventory, and you got to
But we have seasonal merchandise.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's got to turn at a certain rate. It's got to.
Restaurants have 1 week of soft shell crab. You got 1 week of. Story of energy.
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever shoots, like, you know, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Same with me. Like, I got 1 week of this cup I want to make.
Yeah.
We don't do drops, but like, it's similar. But like, my story is not that complicated. But my first job in hospitality was Pinkberry in Santa Barbara.
Hell yeah.
They paid me $8 an hour.
Hell yeah.
It was wild. It was a crazy place.
Well, plus free Pinkberry, I imagine too. So that's good.
Yeah, I still got the hat. It's a great hat.
Yeah.
That was my first taste into it. I was in college at McGill, and basically halfway through, I was presented the idea of doing the MCAT for medical school, right? And
was that something that you wanted to do from like the time you were a kid?
Like as like a young man, I thought like that was like the trajectory. Like most kids, they want to be fucking like doctors, lawyers. I don't know, like astronauts or something. But like for me, it was a doctor. My dad's a dentist.
Okay.
My dad's dad was a dentist.
Yeah. Oh, you're
like I didn't want to be a dentist, but like
mix it up a little.
My dad wouldn't want. My dad would not let me be a dentist. He was like, his back hurt. He couldn't hear shit because of the drills. It was like it was always grumpy because like people were mean. No one's like going to the dentist having a great day.
No one's stoked. Yeah.
Is it true that like dentists are like the unhappiest of doctors? I've read
it's very close to my. I don't know if the statistics, but like from my dad's perspective, yeah. And you're always working in nasty ass mouths.
Sure,
like,
dude. Yeah, I get it.
You know, it's like I mean that maybe a gastro doctor, like you're in people's buttholes. Like,
yeah. It could get worse, but it's
or you love it, you know.
my half brother's a gastro. My dad's first son is a gastro. He's just up people's butts all day. But
hey, look, someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to
get in there.
Yeah. But basically, halfway through, I was presented the option, hey, do you want to do the MCAT? I was like, absolutely not. I don't want to spend $3,000 on fucking books that I'm not going to read, I'm not going to care about. And to be fully honest, there's going to be 10 other Asian dudes behind me that want it way more.
Yeah.
So let them have it.
Let them work it out.
I was sitting with my parents one summer, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I like to cook. I didn't have a history in it. No one in my family knows how to cook. I wanted to cook. Like,
how'd you get into that though?
YouTube, honestly.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
Videos, like,
I believe YouTube is as important as any college that exists.
I believe so too. Yeah. I learned how to throw on YouTube.
Yeah. Everything I know is basically YouTube.
Yeah. And basically, I finished college because McGill was pretty affordable for Americans. You're paying Canadian dollars, and it's just weirdly cheap. It was like $8,000 a year or something like of this nature. I believe. Maybe I'm
Feels
totally
like
off.
what college should be.
Maybe it was $8,000 a semester, but like comparatively, it was like a third or half. And so we finished, just to like, just to have something as insurance. Anyways, went did like a few summers of really like grinding cooking jobs, prep cook jobs. Like we're talking like $7.50, $8 an hour. But it was important to me because I needed something on my resume to leave university with.
Yeah, okay.
That wasn't like fucking interning at Dr. Something's lab. Yeah. No, I didn't even care about that. It was just like I needed something to show someone wherever I was going to land that like I was like worth their time, It was the only time in my life that I cared about a resume.
Yeah.
And it was like really shitty jobs on that resume.
It was like the only time it maybe could matter.
I like pumped my LinkedIn. I got like 500 plus connections because the minute you hit 500, it's like plus.
Yeah.
I needed that.
I
filled it with a bunch of chuds. Like
high school buddies and shit. Pad the numbers,
LinkedIn's
dude.
like a dating app now. But anyways, back then, so I moved to Toronto. I had a girlfriend at the time, a different one, and I had a bunch of friends that lived there. And as a Canadian student, they just give you a visa. You swipe your credit card for like $250, and they just give you a 3-year work visa. You can just go anywhere.
Interesting.
So I went to Toronto, and I basically my first job was at Momofuku.
Noodle bar?
No, it was the restaurant above.
Okay, because I ate at Noodle Bar
in Toronto.
Yeah, I ate at Noodle Bar Toronto in January 2016. Similarly to you,
that's when I graduated university.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I graduated in December 2015. Broke up with my girlfriend. Packed up my Honda Civic. Me and some buddies went to Toronto. I went to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Ate at Momofuku, and then came home and then drove out here, and I've been here ever since.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But that's tight. Yeah.
I was there on the top floor. The restaurant doesn't exist anymore. I think the whole thing is gone.
Oh, okay.
It's been a long time.
Because there was Milk Bar on the top floor too. It was like
it was on like the 1.5 floor.
Sure.
And then there was Daisho, and then there was Shoto.
Sick.
Which is like their fancy one at the time. It's all gone now. They gave me a job, $12 an hour.
Yeah.
Like I drove out there to take a $12 an hour interview, and then I drove back. Like it was like a weird time. Like I feel like people.
You had time, man.
Dude, I had time, and I mean I grinded not for that long there, because I found wine, but I grinded there for like 8 months. Like I mean I was making $2,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
Because they would like it was crazy. My rent there was like $650. I was making it work,
Yeah.
I would buy I remember I would buy the the coffee shop like vouchers and like punch it and like I get a free coffee
Make
every
it work,
like 3
dude.
weeks and like I would buy the the gift card at the burger stop or something, and like if you buy the gift card, they give you a free burger.
Yeah.
So then I'd like just have this gift card that like people usually give away, but like I would eat off of it.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was a good time.
Everything's worse than that time in your life anyway. You think in the moment you're like, God, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And then you get away from it and you're like, that ruled.
That was so simple. I was just surviving.
I miss it. I miss the idea of like having to get on my bike. But I had no other choice. It was like get on the bike or get on this fucking subway that I was like trying to like get on for free.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to spend the $3.50.
Yeah.
Dude, I would be a rich man if I still had that mentality. But that whole time I was interested in wine. So it's a very weird thing, but I would annotate wine encyclopedias. It was a very weird, it was very odd, but I would like put it in my backpack or my duffel at the time, and I would bike everywhere in town with it. And any moment I had, I would be reading out of this encyclopedia. My old coworker actually, Christopher Wickens, he's still in Toronto. He runs Matty Matheson's like big steakhouse. Do you know that guy?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
We're all in that community.
Yeah.
He was like one of my mentors for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have many, but he is for sure. And he told me about wine. Like he told me to buy this book. I bought that book. I read it religiously, cover to cover, multiple times. I still have moleskin books that are the exact annotation, little fucking Post-it notes all over the place. And that's where I really ground my teeth. I didn't have any like big mentors that like guided me through it. I learned it all on my own, and that's kind of the story on all my different journeys. Just figuring it out on my own.
Yeah.
Totally committing to some craft, and then like encapsulating every aspect of my life. So I basically bounced around a few jobs, and I grew really fast because I like to think I was working the hardest and I was studying the hardest. I was a young man. I had so much energy. I was like 23 at the time, and like I was like getting a tattoo on Wednesday, and then like I was like working 17 days in a row, and
like catching a flight somewhere.
No, never. I wouldn't travel. I would hoard cash from serving. It was like triple my salary instant overnight. I was a busboy. My salary tripled. No, that's not true. Maybe like doubled, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was cash.
Yeah.
I bought my first Land Cruiser that I was supposed to drive here in cash in Waterloo, Ontario. It was all under my mattress. No, I took it out of my mattress because there was like 20 grand of it. It was a lot of money for me. And I put it in a safety deposit box.
Nice.
Because it felt cool. I would go in there on my days off and just count.
Oh yeah.
It was so stupid. It was just like stacks of fives.
Yeah. You know? Oh, you didn't even change it?
No.
This is direct
I
from
just
the
wanted
tips.
it like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's bigger if you leave it like
It
that.
is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just a cool time. You know, you're a young man, and like you first start seeing a little bit of money, but you've earned it. I blew every dollar on that Land Cruiser, and I still have it to this day. It's my first car, and it's never going anywhere. But the wine was a really important part of my life, and it led me to a lot of cool opportunities. I competed with it at one point. Like, it sounds like a weird thing, but there's some movies about it now. But you like taste wine in front of a panel, blind. It's like if this beer had nothing on it, and like you basically can be like, this is an IPA brewed in Denver, Colorado, or where the fuck this is, and like
east side of the river.
And they use
soil type.
they use like barley, and they malted it for 3 months. I don't know, like however the fuck that works. But
it's like a wild thing when because we have a friend through my business partner. We've had him on the podcast. He's a master som, and you
know it all then.
And so when you and like it's like, dude, I don't know. I blew out my palate smoking a pack a day for a long time. So I don't know what's good.
I'm ripping
bad.
the binger when I get home.
But so I don't think. But I've been lucky with the job and the career and stuff that you've been to good restaurants, and you go out with somebody like that and you're like, oh, I don't know shit. Everything I'm appreciating is not appreciating enough. It's like when someone like tells you what to listen to for the first time in a movie, or shows you a particular movie and points out things, and you're like, fuck, man, I did not know this much went into it. I was just digesting it at such a surface level.
Yeah. Was it perchance Bobby Stuckey?
No.
Okay.
We
Ken
know Bobby,
Fredrickson.
but
Ken Fredrickson. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. That's cool.
We don't know Bobby, but yeah,
You know Bobby?
Yeah.
I forgot he had a restaurant here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go tonight or tomorrow, but like,
We'll talk to Bob later. He's close with him. We'll see if we can
Get outta here, really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like, Bobby Stuckey was one of my first people I like of like real wine note that I served.
Oh wow.
Many years ago, he came to Toronto.
Yeah.
He had this restaurant. I was running the wine program back then. Young man, like when I was telling you I grew fast,
Yeah.
like I grew fast. Like
Yeah.
I was running a wine program that like I was buying 10 grand of wine a week.
Yeah.
And for a restaurant, that's pretty good. Like the restaurant was doing $2.5 million a year, whatever.
and again, you're like what, 24, 23?
I was 24. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They gave me a lot of opportunity in tandem with my friend Robert, who, funny enough, does ceramics now out of the wine industry. We ran this program together, and like we really built our reputation in this small industry there. And I served Bobby. Knew him from like articles.
Sure.
And he really left an impression on me because I served him. We had a great time. He drank. I remember what he drank. And he drank a really beautiful bottle of Chablis. It was a Premier Cru Bouteau. That's the vineyard name from a producer called Pat Loop. And I don't know what year it was because back then it was probably 2015.
Yeah.
But he sent me a note in the mail, like to the restaurant.
Oh wow, nice.
Like addressed to me, like we had a great time. He does that.
That's nice.
Sick.
Like he's like one of these guys.
Yeah.
Like so old school in thought, but like so thoughtful.
Well, that had to mean the world to you at that point, you know?
Yeah, I was just like, this is like real thoughtfulness and like hospitality.
Yeah,
Like, that was
yeah.
cool. I think he sent me a hat too. I don't remember, but he's like, yeah, had a great time. with
Yeah,
you.
hell
Like,
yeah.
Thanks so much for the support or like for the hospitality. Like see me in Boulder, Denver, like whenever I'm there, you know?
Yeah.
And then I drove by it today. I was like, no way, this guy.
Yeah.
I forgot. He's on Pearl Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pizza place too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they share.
He's
share
been
a
there
wall.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
since I've been here,
Yeah.
11 years. So
Since I've been here 8 years and it's always been there.
Crazy. It's like a fancy restaurant, right?
Mhm.
In
Oh yeah,
Frasca.
it's
Yeah.
a full 9 yards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
Cool.
you're spending a couple hundred a person there.
I think they've won a bunch of Michelin
They sure have.
for service and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Rye was just telling me dry storage in town, which you should also check out. I
Yeah.
think Chris will take you. I'm pretty sure Frasca is up for like best restaurant in the country for James Beard Awards coming up.
Yeah, very
Really?
nice.
They're traveling
That's
out for
like
that. Yeah.
really. That's especially impressive considering they've been around for so long.
Yeah.
Like that's hard to come by.
Keep it up, you know.
Because like hype is real in restaurants and hype dies really quick.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
If you can keep it going, like you have something really good.
Yep.
You know, in any business, but restaurants particularly, people open restaurants every fucking hour.
Yeah.
In this
It's
country.
a hard thing to keep fresh, you know what I mean?
Totally.
And to keep it at a certain service level.
The minute
you
you
know
lose your head chef, the whole thing is like flopping everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what we're talking about, but wine was really important to me. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I competed a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I won Best Young Sommelier in Canada not that
Ooh.
long ago, like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
I know you're gonna keep going, but I am very interested. How does it go from this level to just being like, I'm good?
I competed.
And then
And I honestly I fell out of love with wine. It was like a really hot environment.
Yeah.
And it wasn't interesting for me. Like I didn't care to know every small detail of every small little producer in this small town that harvested on the East Slope and bottled their single vineyard that they thought was special, you know, every 3 years, you know, like it wasn't that interesting to me. And I still have friends from that experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they flew me to Seoul. We competed in Seoul, Korea.
Wow.
And it was the first time I ever got written up. It was an interesting time. Like, I mean, I stopped working full time to just study. And I put a lot of pressure on myself because I thought it was like, this is it. This is my time.
Yeah.
Let me try to do this right.
Yeah.
So I tried, and I didn't do that well because, like, I'm not an academic. I wasn't when I went to med school.
It's a different thing at a certain point.
Mhm. And I wasn't, truthfully, when I was doing wine, like, I found a new love for academia and wine, but it wasn't like a testable thing.
Yeah.
So, and then the minute it got testable, it brought back the traumas of like schooling, and like I didn't care. Like I lost interest. What kept me in wine for a few more years after that was that I got the opportunity to open my first restaurant with old business partner. I'm not part of it anymore, but the restaurant still exists in Toronto. Like I have scars on my knuckles from grinding the brick walls, like taking the old grout off from the 1900s. Like, and that wasn't that long ago. That was like 2019 into 2020.
Oh, damn. And that feels like honestly yesterday.
Yeah. But it wasn't. It was 5 years ago,
Yeah.
but like it's almost 6. And like, I like took my knowledge and my practicality with wine, and like put it into the business aspect. And it was a really valuable experience for me. And it kept me involved. You know, I wasn't ripping flashcards every day anymore. I was like trying to put out fires. Like you guys know, like and I was like just working all the time, and like everything was like, oh, you got to get like takeout packages from like the guy in Chinatown, and like call the plumber and clean this and that, and like the schedule, and you guys know. But sold that. My position, it was like a partnership dispute, and just like whatever, like kind of ended that, took the money and walked, moved to LA as like what I call like a strategic retreat. Like it was just like I didn't know where to go, and I didn't want to stay in Toronto. I
felt like you need to cut completely.
I didn't want to, like, to be honest, like I know people that do it and respect, but like I didn't want to have to look for a job in a town. I maybe I was too proud. I don't know.
Sure.
I just wanted to leave. It was also the taxes there were all fucking confusing. I was American.
Yeah.
And my family was back home, and like it was COVID. It was weird times. So I was just like, let me drive. I took my Land Cruiser. I packed it up. Drove 4,000 miles. The fucking exhaust fell off the bracket. Like it was crazy. It was the first time I stopped in Denver.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
Sick. Yeah.
The first time I actually ate at Bobby Stuckey's place.
There you go. Yeah.
On the way in, and I guess back then there was like an opening for COVID, whatever year that was, and whatever month that was, and then, long story short, I tried working a little bit in LA, restaurants. Back to our original point, were like soulless corporations that were just like pumping money, and like there were like this huge hierarchy. There's no family involved. There's no like community, you know. And I worked in great restaurants. I got a job at Republic. I don't know if you you know. Okay, cool. That was my first job in LA. Wow. And then like a year after that, I just quit. I was just like gonna sell ceramics out of my garage.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I was doing ceramics this whole time.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Since like 2019, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
But I kept at it. It was.
So you just got into that because it was just something to like kill some time?
I wanted like something else than ripping flashcards.
Have you always been, happy working with your hands?
I like Legos.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like I was a big Lego kid.
Yeah.
I drew a little bit.
Yeah.
I doodled. I was not particularly artistic. I was not like working on the car with my dad after work.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like that. Like my parents are pretty like they do their thing, and then that's pretty much it, right? Like so the ceramics was like a fun outlet for me. It really was, and I promised myself I wouldn't sell anything for a long time.
Money can ruin it totally.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes,
yeah.
It can.
What about like so do you just like go, I'm just going to go, because it's not like something you can easily just be like, I'm just going to start this up. You kind of have to like take a class or something, right?
No,
like,
I learned on YouTube.
YouTube, baby.
How do you have
I signed up
you
for
just did everything by hand at that point? So no wheel, no...
I only know how to wheel throw.
Okay.
I don't know how to do anything by hand. I don't even know how to pull a handle. I don't know how to put that's why all the cups I sell y'all, like, there's no handles on it.
Yeah.
But there's good reason behind it. But like there's no handles on things because I truly just don't know how to do it.
Sure.
And also the cup will cost $30 more.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that either because it's too complicated. But I just joined a studio. Michelle Organ in Toronto. She's still kicking. She's still doing her thing. She has a new studio. She took me in. It was like a lot of money for me back then. It was like $180 a month. But they gave you pretty much everything but glaze. And
that's
like
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, right? And so there's wheels. You can buy clay for like whatever, $20 a bag. There were like tools kicking around and whatever, everything you needed. She would fire the pieces, right? Yeah. I never took a class. I didn't have the money. Like I never took a class. I just went every opportunity I could. And I taught myself how to throw. When I was struggling, I just went to YouTube. And then I'd like really just go take it to the studio. Because like you can only watch so much YouTube until you actually have to do the fucking thing. Right? Like it's a tactile learning experience. And you have to get on the wheel to learn how to wheel throw.
It's kind of like, is your truck stick? I think
yes.
you say? Yeah. It's like driving stick. The only way to do it is to stall out in your neighborhood like 100 times.
Dude, I taught myself how to drive stick after because I had to get to work that day. I bought the truck I drove here. I had a previous truck and like I just had to get to work. Like, So I stalled my ass to work.
Yeah, dude.
Downtown LA, I remember. Before the whole ceramics thing, but the ceramics were just a full outlet, and I promised myself I would never sell anything. Yeah. I just gave it away for years. So all my early work, all the little weird vases that I made with like the small necks are living in Toronto, amongst a lot of different small restaurants and stuff.
Yeah,
they're probably all in the trash now. They're not worth shit, but yeah. And then once I moved to LA, I was starting to get pretty good. Like, you know, I was like throwing like serious vases. Like people in the community studio at the time were like, I think were like noticing like. There's like, who's this fucking dude making huge vases, you know? I never threw cups. I never threw anything but vases. It was just like, didn't interest me.
Yeah.
And that's because my brain wasn't functioning as like a business guy.
It was strictly like, what's going to bring me joy? I like making these vases.
Truly.
Yeah.
I didn't have any style. I had no experience with glazes because like when I joined the first studio, they didn't give you glazes. I actually like... Some people at the old studio were like, hey, like, do you want some glaze? Like, just dip it in quick.
Yeah.
You know, and I had, like, that was my only experience. So now when you look at my work, it's kind of funny to think about the connection. Like, there's no glazes. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Like, I don't have a chemistry, interest. I don't know. I in my studio, when you guys come visit, like, there's one bucket of glaze. Yeah. And then there's little jars for the paints.
Sure.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like I focus on the throwing, I focus on the vessel, and now obviously we focus on the carving and the painting, right? And the business side of things. But I basically I only had vases for fun. And then one day after all the things of not liking the jobs in LA, I was like, you know, I have like 30 vases in my garage right now. I should try selling it. Like, put it on Instagram. I didn't have a following, obviously. It was just my friends. Most of them are in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I did it. It's still on my Instagram.
Like if I go back far enough, I can see.
Yeah. Like 4 posts. Each post has 8 to 10 vases, just like on a carousel. Yeah. It was when you can only do 10 photos on a carousel. Yeah. And I would put the prices in the description. 28 of them sold. Beautiful. You know, and they weren't cheap. Like some of them were like $250 at the time. Now
I'm gonna be honest with you, that doesn't seem crazy for like if I like the work and it's a beautiful ceramic.
For like a random dude, it's a lot. Like
I hear you. I think you feel that. I don't think other people feel that. You know what I mean?
All my broke ass friends, like,
it's fair.
You know, like, but like people like trusted the work, and 30 out of 38 of those orders went to Canada. I didn't know to ship. So I brought the pieces to USPS post office.
The most you could pay.
Dude, the most. Like $90 a Toronto.
Yeah.
I didn't have boxes. I didn't know where to buy boxes. I didn't have money.
Yeah.
I shipped phases in like toilet paper boxes.
I love the hyper focus that you have on the given task versus the bigger thing is very funny.
I packed them all in the USPS back area. Like where people like are like looking in their PO boxes. Like
you go over there and you always see somebody mucking around over there.
My mom like loaned me the $700 to ship 28 vases.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, when you first see that the shipping price hit for the first time, that really ate up some margin.
Dude, yeah. And it's fine because it gave me some confidence to just
I think
rip.
that's all it is. Yeah.
That's all. And
People
then
trusted you, and
that Friday, I quit my job. The two Fridays after that, I was out. I went to Mexico City for a week, and that whole time I was developing a logo with a former colleague that worked at Momofuku. Her name's Bianca.
Sick,
So she created my first logo. I got stickers printed. Talk about the prices of stickers.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
they're not cheap.
Yeah.
Stickers are the hardest part of small business.
Yeah.
It's true, dude.
Don't do stickers. They're too much.
Like to float like 1,000 run stickers, like it's expensive, bro. Like, anyways. And then I launched my website, I think like early March, and I threw my first cup a week before that. I just rolled it out. Like, I was like, cups have to be it, because like I got
cheaper, easier ship.
It wasn't even that. It was like I got lucky on the first drop. I was like, my friends plus some randoms, but my friends took me for a ride, and I knew if I wanted to create something with cash flow and some sort of sustainability, I had to sell cups. I needed to sell a $50 cup 30 times a month to make my goal. And I didn't have any lofty goals. Like, I took a side wine bar job 2 days a week to pay my rent.
Cool.
And then the ceramic was everything else, right? But I was doing it right. It was really important to me in the beginning to do it right. So I hired my accountant, bookkeeper, which I didn't really need, but like it just felt like the right thing to do.
It's tough if you don't know, dude.
Dude, I don't know.
I wouldn't even know where to go to fill out the forms or anything, I don't know what it means.
I told myself early on, though, I was like, look, like I can ragtag a lot of things, but I'm not going to ragtag this. Like, I'm going to have a website. I'm going to collect tax. I'm going to do this because I'm setting myself up for when, like, we're actually doing good numbers, hopefully one day.
Yeah.
And like I have the infrastructure in place. There's a lot of infrastructure that isn't in place.
Always,
but at least that shit I got, right?
Yeah, you got to build it like it's going to be a multi-million-dollar business, regardless of what you believe, because I think that at least then the foundation's solid.
And I think like a lot of young artists and people that are inspired to do art for a living don't think like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, just Venmo me money and like cash. Like I still take cash, but like, like Venmo me, and like they're not collecting tax and these type of things.
Dude.
And like, it's like, I don't think that's the way to do it. Like, you got to really set yourself up for future success.
Well, forever is just like a little gig. I met Timbo. I used to paint signs on the side in between various other things. But, that's how I ended up working. I painted the signage for Canoe Club, and he was like, let's get you in here a couple days a week. And then I started working full time, and that was like 8 years ago. Crazy. But the amount of times that clients would be like, hey, do you have a XYZ form? And I'd be like, I usually just take Venmo or cash. That's what's best. I don't have any way to pay tax on it. I don't have a business ID, nothing. And that definitely made my shit feel small, I think, to clients at times. So it was hard, too, to get like a gig that would pay you a large sum of money that they're not going to be able to write off on their taxes because it's going to go through Venmo or something, and then that puts their business at risk. And
well, I think so many like artists are like, big on like, I want to work for myself. It's like you've got to know business a little bit. You know what I mean? And I know that sucks, but like if you don't, then you can't work for yourself. Then you're going to rely on somebody else to do that part of it. And it's like, and I think that like saying that you want to be an artist, I think it's really tricky because I really respect the arts. I love it so much. That's obviously why we do all this. I feel like we're as much a gallery as we are anything else. And it's like, if you don't have like some desire to be an entrepreneur on top of that, like I just don't think you're going to marriage those two things together super well unless it's only fine art and you're looking to sell to a gallery or something. But then you're not working for yourself.
But even then, well, they're essentially running a wholesale business.
Exactly, yeah.
But even then, they need to figure out their fucking taxes and everything. Otherwise, they're going to be eating shit in April.
It's why college never made sense to me. When I went to school for fashion, and they're like, cool, so you'll take these design classes and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't want to work on that side of things. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, that's like one small side of it. I want to work on the other side. I want to promote it. I want to do this. I want to be on the business side. And they weren't set up for that kind of thing. Bro. So they let me fudge through it only because I pushed back so much. And I think they got sick of talking to me in the thing, But I think I wish more like, like when you look at like an artist program at most schools, at least in America, you're like, why are you guys not marrying like entrepreneurship? Because if you guys can figure that out early on, then you're unstoppable.
It's not just in the art. It's not just in fact. It's everything.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I will I'll say like I will never push my kid whenever that thing pops out like to go to college. Like I don't think there's a reason. I think like just
there's certain types of things.
It's more like you want to be a doctor. You got to go to school. It makes perfect sense. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's there's so much missing from the formula there.
Yeah.
The business, like being an artist, but also being a business owner.
Yeah.
It gets very complicated.
I mean, like Chase will say, so much of the time, like people will send line sheets or like the business side of things through, and I'm like, God, I like them so much. I don't want to be rude, but I want to give them suggestions on how to fix this. So
give me suggestions.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, but that's what I mean. It's just like there's so many.
Let me build your line sheet for you.
We've done it before. I mean, there's still people. It's so funny. We say all the time. There's like these bigger businesses that went from like 8 years ago. They were so small, and we're like, hey, just use our like this form I built. Use this one because it's a little bit better. And like they'll send me all the information, and I'm like, that's still the
Timothy. One of the brands you did that for, we just saw at a store in Tokyo.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
No way.
We know for sure.
Can you expose the brand?
You're allowed. I'm trying to remember who it is.
Do you want me to say?
Say it. Just count it in case I want to bleep it.
Samuel Zelig.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
I know the guys.
Yeah.
I have a few pieces.
Yeah, it's like, but they were. But when we brought them in, it was. I don't think they had any wholesale. There was nobody. It was just us, and it was so it's totally new, and that's it's something that you start for, and like you're saying, like the goal is just to like sell to people. I don't know what it's going to be beyond that, and so many other businesses will start, and I'm like, hey, your prices are too low. Like I don't know how you're doing that direct. That you might be able to do that direct, but you can't do that if you want to do wholesale, and you're gonna have to mix up everything else if you switch to wholesale. So there's all these like considerations that it's like. That beginning stage is so fucking important, and I think it's always the most ragtag. So I think I mean, not want to say you got lucky. You made all the right choices up front to like start there, because I think so many people get tripped up just at that stage because it feels like nothing. Then
Well, there's an investment to it. Like you gotta like invest in these things, right? And you need to build your team, even if they're not people in front of you. They're like on your phone, right? And
I've been very close friends with now two ladies well over the age of 50 that have been my bookkeepers throughout the years with working with people. Dude, where it's like you need a good relationship with those folks. You know what I mean?
I send my bookkeeper funny shit all the time.
Hell
they're sending me.
He's this like dude. Andre lives in Bali. Like
hell yeah.
He just somehow like runs a sick bookkeeping company.
Right?
That's what and like my accountant, he lives in Mount Washington, really close to Allen Park, and like he's just a homie. And but he's really smart. He's a young guy, and like he supports these small businesses like me that are, and like he looks at my books and he's like, you're doing great, but like I'm not like a 5, even like a 1 million. I'm not even that. Like like we're just like still figuring it out too, right? But like in the beginning, back to the point, like I had my bookkeeper and my accountant, but like I didn't have a line sheet. I didn't know what that was.
Were you even thinking about wholesaling at that point?
No. My first client, I just made a video about it. My first client was Bather in Toronto.
Okay,
You know that bathing suit company? Shout out to Kyle. Like Kyle supported me. He gave me $2,000, like an order. And back then my pricing was way too low. So $2,000 was like God, like 150 to 180 pieces, all hand thrown, all hand packed, you know? And it was a really great launch because like the pieces like were really cool. Like I think they still are, but like back then they were like rugged as fuck and like they were different now. Like I'll tell you this in like confidence, but like we cut a lot of strategic corners that didn't lower quality but made our lives easier.
Sure.
You know, and like everyone needs to do that. But back then I was like I was just like crazy about it. I was like, this $2,000 order is it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like I have a wholesale client and they have followers and like they seemingly do sales. And they did pretty good. They ordered again. Second package, a lot of them broke, and that was a new learning experience.
Sure.
You know, and like there was like tons. There was like duties. I've learned about duties really quick.
Yeah.
You know, shipping big labels. So a lot like I didn't know. Like Kyle, a bather, taught me about wholesale pricing. Yeah. I was like, Kyle, like this is a $42 cup.
Yeah.
Like, have fun with it.
Yeah.
No, he's like, brother, like I got to make money on this.
Yeah.
Like,
this
has to be $21. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, shit. And back then it was only me, you know?
Yeah.
And then so I developed a line sheet and I've just started like, you know, trying to dial it in.
Yep.
But my shit is like, it's hard. It's like, it's very personal work. It's hard to get photos of it. There's variations on everything. So like, on a different note, like when you find clients, like they have to kind of trust you. You take them 60% of the way and they have to like give you 40% of trust, you know? And then, assuming both sides agree, like you just get a good product at a right price, right? Yeah. And then it's a good product, hopefully. So I'm still like have to come to terms with that. Like I'll never be like a fucking like line sheet for like a big clothing company and have it so dialed, you know. Sure. There's certainly things I could figure out, but our work, like I changed the plates a little bit for y'all. I love those plates I sent you in the beginning, but like I made it a little more hand built.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And they're cooler.
Yeah, good.
If you hate them, I'll make you the right original ones. But like I made them better the way I originally wanted them to be. And like I don't know. I just like hope that like my clients, like you and like all the new ones, whenever that comes, like just like understand that it's like kind of like the line sheet will get you that 60%, and the rest is just like let me do you right. Let me do your store well, you know, and like but like going back to the point, you don't know anything in the beginning. Like I literally still don't know a lot of things. Like I got lucky with a lot of different small help. Like I have a shipping broker now. Yeah. So I get a lot of the wholesale labels that maybe not international, but at least domestic. Like we're pretty competitive and like nice. And I got a graphic designer on check. So like I just like, Jeffrey, I need your help. Like Canoe Columbia's a fucking poster. It's like a quick one.
Shout out Jeffrey too. We love that.
That's
so good. That's so good.
You guys should use him for some shit.
That's we had Chris connect us.
He's the best. Yeah. He's the best.
So that is so sick.
He did that like out of nothing too.
Do you know, if I can ask, do you know, is it like digital? Does he have like an iPad or is
he does digital?
Okay,
drawing on an iPad
because the textures are insane.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. I don't want to speak on his technique.
It's so good, yeah.
But he's done many as good or better.
Yeah.
He's done every single piece of graphic, aside from like one.
That's the big. I mean, honestly, in any business, I think that like those relationships that you develop and foster, and like being like, no, that's our guy or that our girl, or whatever. We just stick with those people that we love them, and that's who we're. You know what I mean? Like that makes a world of difference.
There's no other way because like there's so many things happening day to day. It's like if I don't have my speed dial numbers, like I need my thing printed quick. I need my shipping guy. I need my graphic design guy. I need even my truck guy. Like, you know, all these little things like will make the day-to-day so much easier. I don't have a big team, but I have a big team just like on
like a network.
I have a network.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
And that shit allows you to pivot fast. And I think that if you want to be good, it's just in any business, I think at least small business, it's like how fast can you pivot if things change? I mean, look at, I mean, we opened and things just started to get going, and then COVID, and you're like, fuck, you know what I mean? And that's pivot. And all those pivots we made at that time are the only reason I think we're doing well now.
Yep.
So it's like, thank
it
God.
informed our YouTube, it informed how we did things digitally and how we handle things online with people.
How big of a role has social media played in what you do? Because I feel like it's got to be something.
It's big, you know. It's big, and I bite my tongue. Like I hate it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
hey,
but it's
big.
But
yeah.
But I had really fortunate moments on it.
Yeah,
I was thinking about today, like, you know, like that one video probably brought in like $300,000, not immediately, but like over this time.
Yeah,
and it's like you don't think about that, but like every follower that hits your account like is a potential client.
Yeah.
Unless they're just looking for some skin, but like they're a potential client, you know?
But
like,
I think that's something that's interesting, whether you like, I mean, that's the thing. We were just telling you before we jumped on, like, we never intended to make a podcast. That was a function of trying to keep everyone busy during a time when I didn't want to lose anyone, but I needed to justify that we were all doing things.
Sure.
And thank God. I mean, I did not want to lose the team. I mean, he's still with us. That would have been part, I mean, the team was small then, but we didn't want to lose anybody.
Yeah.
And so we just were finding things to do. And it was like, I think people are going to want passive media, you know, so let's try that. Let's see if that, you know, I don't know what we're going to talk about. We'll just figure it out as we go. And then we did same thing with like YouTube, and we never wanted to be in front of the thing. It was just, again, it was something to do and try to connect with people because we couldn't do it in person.
We say replicate the in-store experience online.
Yes.
Yeah. So we wanted that to exist. And then like, but now so many people are connected to us and what we do. And we've realized like over time, like it did the things that we always wanted to happen, even though that's not necessarily the way I would have said I wanted to do it. But people feel very connected and trust us because we're very like we're like normal people. And I don't want to be pretentious about what we do, even because I think that's the problem with this industry is how pretentious and gatekeepy it is.
If y'all were like too like mysterious, I wouldn't have reached out to you.
Yeah. Well, and so much of this industry in particular is like fashion guys, too cool for school, really mysterious, you know, not gonna talk to you when you walk in. New York. Like, yeah. But like we're just like genuinely not that way. Before working for Timothy, I had painted the signs, but I would also just come in, like if I would be out skating, I'd come in and like have a beer and like bullshit with him, you know, because we have similar music tastes, and just he was just my buddy, you know what I mean? And I think that we are approachable in that way.
And that's what I was getting at with like I think that like so many people are connected to you because of that thing, because I think that they talk about you. I'm not saying that the art's not important, but they're connecting you to it too. And I think that now that is what people want with art. I mean, like I think that's such a connection I've had with some. Just I've always wanted to be interested in art, but like the problem is I'm from fucking Indiana. I wasn't exposed to tons of it, and then on top of that, like it's a dense world, and like how do you get in and how do you find out what you like? Because then they're like, well, get into Picasso. I'm like, I want to know who's someone that I can like connect with, and so that I can connect with their work and feel like it's current. And there's like so many people out there, but that's hard, man. And like social media makes that easier in a way where I don't have to live in New York or LA to be that connected to something.
No, it's a blessing, honestly, for a lot of people. And for a lot of people, it's like not like for the consumer, maybe it's a curse. I don't know. Right.
I'm with you.
I'm on my phone more than ever. And I actively try not to be on my phone now. But from a business perspective, critical.
It's imperative. You have to.
But I also, in the beginning, was like, in the day one, I was like, how do I get off social media? Like, how do I become, how do I make this ceramics thing not a household brand, but like, how do I get enough relationships to where like, if I don't post for 2 months, I still have income.
Yeah.
Right. And the answer at the time was building business relationships. Yeah. And like finding people that like have stores and collaborations and these type of things. Right.
The other thing is, no one would. If you were a guy who wanted to be on there, no one would like you.
Yeah, you know I know. But like, yeah, you're right. But I didn't have a big social media rollout plan. I was just like, I'm just making work and I'm posting it. The occasional selfie, you know, like what I do in the studio.
Yeah.
And a few vibe things. Like,
yeah, I just think it feels so small, and like it's the same reason we downplay it and all this other shit. But like I'm just imagining like myself like when I was younger and like how much that would have meant to me. Like to be like I've seen their studio sick. I know who they are.
Yeah.
I own one piece of their art because I'm able to afford it. Because like I think for like the art that you make, it's affordable. I say that about the clothes all the time. I know it's expensive, but if you look at it as art, it is affordable. You're buying a piece that they maybe only made 50 of, and I know that might sound like a lot, but like that's 50 from a current season that will never be made again. That's buying art. You know what I mean?
Well,
and
also,
I love that. Yeah.
Try to make a pair of pants.
Yeah,
get some muslin at your house and try to make a pair of pants, and you're like, no, all pants should be $500, dude.
Yeah,
this is insane.
Yeah.
Like it's so much work and so precise.
I know. I just started kind of like feeling that too.
Yeah.
My work used to be way more affordable, and that was because I didn't have confidence. And now I'm like, I've come to a point where it's like, I can't service everyone. Like, it's me plus a few making these things. And like, if the way I look at it, if I find 5,000 amazing clients over these next 5-10 years that like collect and build and really love it, and they tell like even only 1,000 of their friends, like, that's a good business for me.
Great.
Because like,
hell yeah.
I pretty much sell through everything I make.
Awesome.
I'm pretty much always behind, but like if you really start considering wholesale, like I'm always behind.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like to to go back to the affordability point. I want to keep my work affordable.
Yeah.
I want it to be a point where it's like, if you're wealthy, go nuts. But if you're like, just like, like you're making okay money, like you can save a little bit.
Yeah.
Like save for a $500 vase. Save for a $600-$700 vase.
Yeah.
In the art world, that's nothing. It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing.
If you
and it's a one of a kind. I mean, for the most part,
it truly is.
Like each one's changing and things like that. I mean,
if I sneeze, it's a different vase.
Yeah.
But like now we're doing lighting, and like that's where I'm really loving this whole evolution of my ceramics journey, where like if a new homeowner walks into a store, they can come outfit their dining room table with $2,000 lights, and that's like pieces that live in real permanence, like in your home forever, unless you like remodel your house. But who the fuck's doing that? Like that often, like there's a difference with like the $100 cup for me and this light. Like the lights are never gonna run the business. But I wrote a newsletter the other day, and I was just like a cup will always find its way to the back of your cupboard. Yeah. But a light will always be there on, unless like someone breaks it, right? It's just always there. It lives in permanence, and for me, it's really special. So like in terms of the art thing, like that's where my art is going, I think.
Well, I think it's even better than that, because I think that like what you're dealing with like the objects that you're making is that they're all usable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas like I love arts for art's sake and expression and all that stuff, and I own several pieces where it's like there's nothing to really do with them. I just like looking at them, Yeah. But there's a big difference in something that you're actively using every single day, and it's not so expensive that you're so afraid to touch it or use it. I think that like that becomes such a bigger part of your life than the handful of pretty objects I have that like when I pass them and remember to notice them, It's still meaningful, but it's different that you're not touching it. It's not as tactile.
No, the company will always be a functional use product company. Yeah, always. Yeah. Like, I mean, the cups are the thing. Yeah, it's how I get in stores around the world. It's not. It's what built it, and it's funny. Like, I wanted to do a vase company, but it just didn't make sense. So cups are it. Like,
sure. I mean, I'll say we have a couple collectors within our clientele of yours.
Crazy.
Popped off on some of the vases.
Really?
In particular, a couple of those.
You guys pick gray ones. Like when I built my line sheet, like I put vases that I shouldn't put on there. Like those plates, you're the only client out of all of my clients that bought those plates. Yeah. You're the only people that own those plates. Yeah.
Sick.
Like I don't know if it's like it's very like I don't make those. Yeah. But I put it on because I wanted some color to the line sheet.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't think anyone would buy them. Yeah. So when we got the order, I was like, fuck. Like, these fuckers, like, but like, it's amazing. And like, now the plates are great. Like we just like a great restaurant in LA like are hanging them above their food pass.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're in my studio and they're big and people hang them on the wall. They're coffee table centerpieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. So I don't know.
I want to touch on something else you said. Please. You said worldwide people are buying cups, and Timothy and I just got back from Japan and we were talking with you about it. What was that like to pick up some retailers?
Crazy.
Far away, dude. Because you've been to Japan. It's a day long plus just to get there. So
you have just in the little bit we've known each other, you've got a very similar mentality to us where this is so much in my mind a garage. I don't think about this going anywhere, but like this feels like band practice to me. I won't think about it when we leave. I don't. You know what I mean? Like I had a great conversation. It was really fun to hang out with you guys, but I don't think about it as like entertainment for somebody else. It's just not the way I'm wired.
It's a thing we're just doing because we're at work.
I don't think about how many listeners we actively. Whenever she starts to tell us analytics, I'm like, stop. Good or bad, this will hurt me, so I don't want to know. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it'll hurt what we do is more because I just want it to feel that way because I think that's why we feel comfortable. And I think that you've got a little bit too of like it's hard to like. So the first time we were in Japan and someone recognized us, we're like, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Like we're like two idiots from the Midwest. Like you don't know us. Dude, you're mistaken.
Bro, the first time I was in Japan, I want to interrupt, but the first time I was in Japan, or one of the first times, as like a ceramics guy.
Yeah.
I was in the Mustard Hotel in Shimokitazawa. Yeah. Have you ever been there? Have you stayed there?
No.
It's a Mustard Hotel.
Yeah.
It's pretty popular for like travelers.
Yeah.
And the guy from Vancouver was like, "Hey, are you the ceramics guy?"
No way.
A vending machine bottle. He's like, hey,
yeah.
I was like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
He's like, and then
how
another
the fuck do you know?
I was like, no, and it was this white guy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's
somebody
really
recognized in our hotel lobby. He's like, "You're Timothy from like."
Podcast?
Yeah. It's so weird.
Are
dude.
you only face forward on like the podcast?
We do the podcast and the
some YouTube
and
now.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess.
That's amazing.
But we just don't. It's just hard because we just do that stuff and it just doesn't feel like it's so much bigger than I guess it's become. Yeah. And I don't really want to ever change that mentality. I'm happy.
Yeah,
with
I want it to be like this forever.
I think it's the better. Like I said, I think it's. You never want it to be the guy who's like, I love this shit.
No.
In my dream world, this laptop would be shut and I wouldn't have to see myself over here.
We used to sit in a dark room with our chairs leaned back, just bullshitting.
Yeah, we
that's how it starts.
Yeah, and it's like it's easier, but and it's good. I get why people want it. I get the behind the scenes thing. I totally get it all, but it's like it's hard to it's hard to it's a hard thing. So like I have to imagine the first time internationally it was
pretty frequent. Like the guy at the what's that fucking coffee shop Chris took us to this morning?
Was it January?
No, it was what was it called?
Not Dry Storage. You went to
No, it was
I don't know.
The one on East Pearl.
Boxcar. Has like another space within it, kind of.
Yeah. There's a guy there. He gave me a free coffee pass for tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
I'm going back. He's like, coming to the public tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, work.
So you're not that far away from the free sandwich thing.
Nah. But to answer your question, Japan, never thought I would make it there. And I haven't made it there, but
But people are carrying the product there.
I am so grateful for Japanese people. Like, I mean, they just like good things as a very general standpoint. It's like they look at things and they either love it or it's like whatever. It's they look at my work and they like it. Yeah, and it is so different from Japanese ceramics. It's so out there. It's so different from any ceramics, to be honest. But like, they see what I want people to see.
Yeah,
like the handmade nature and all these things. And we get Japanese people, as I'm sure you guys do, all the time on buying trips and blah, blah, blah. And a lot of them are like motorcycle guys, tattoo guys. A lot of them are like fashion guys, like I told you the whole Beams team came in the other day. That was like mind boggling to me. This dude comes in, he's like, I love your store. I went to your pop-up at Paddlers last year with my wife. And my wife owns one of your cups. And I was like, okay, what are you doing? Are you on vacation? He's like, no, I'm here for a work trip. We work in fashion. I was like, do you have a store in Japan? Because I was like, oh, maybe I can like get another store in Japan. He's like, yes, we have many. We have many like beams.
Hundreds. It feels like, dude.
And I was like, we're big fans. Like, I told him I have the Canoe Club jacket. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah.
And he was like, yes, that was an amazing collaboration. And like that was only one instance where these Japanese people come in, and they come in like teams, like And I'm so grateful. Like it feels like this weird acceptance into like some cool culture, because I feel like Americans googly eye over Japanese culture, and then maybe Japanese people googly eye over American culture.
100%.
I had a fella in Freak Store in Shibuya once say that he liked my outfit. And I was like, well, fuck it, dude. I can go home.
Dude,
I'll just go home, dude. Like,
you're good. Start a clothing brand, bro. Yeah, so, like, my initial introduction to Japanese, like, the market, I suppose. Yeah. Like, when I first was in my garage, when I started the company, like, this lady started emailing me, like, a lot. Like, her name's Aya. I love her to death. Yeah. She's amazing. She, perfect in English. She lives in Kamakura, like the, on the water, with her family. And she's an art curator, and, like, she curates all the Ace hotels in Japan.
Oh, no kidding. Okay,
cool. She did the Ace Kyoto. And
they just did a great.
She works with commune design.
Yeah, that's what. That's where I was trying to go when we were there.
She's like this with commune design. Like
you got to hook us up next time, because I love commune. Yeah.
I will. Yeah. She introduced me to Roman. She brought Roman to the pop up.
So sick. They just did that Emma Coleman thing. It was so cool.
Yeah. So she's like all the artists in Japan that commune design has under their belt. Yeah. It's from Aya. So somehow she found
great taste then.
Excellent taste. She's amazing.
Wild.
She started emailing me like pretty frequently. She's like, love your work. Like, maybe we can organize a pop-up in Tokyo. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like trying to fulfill this fucking order in my garage.
I'm in a garage right now.
I'm in a garage in Echo Park. Yeah. I was like, okay, like sure, like happy to chat. Like a year and a half go by. She visits 2 times. She tons of emails back and forth. Every time she brings snacks and incense. Yeah. And then she's like, Paddler's Coffee, and like they're like a force in Tokyo. Like Dai, the owner, like perfect English too, from Seattle, only uses Stumptown coffee. Has like 2 locations. Not paddlers, but 2 businesses there. Knows everyone. He's the mayor. Next time you go, I will link you. He's the mayor of Tokyo. I swear to God. And like really the best person. And after many like kind of just interactions with Aya, like we like actually locked down these paddler coffee dates. Yeah. And it was last year, it was our first time, and it brought so much traction. Yeah. Like the influence he brings into his cafe every day is tremendous. Like, awesome. Like really the best people. I mean, I met like people from Uniqlo, Kitsune, like all these fashion people. Yeah. Like, they all like my shirts for some reason. Yeah. So like I was in talks with the Kitsune team for a minute. It didn't pan anything because it didn't make sense. But like the Beams people know I exist from that. Yeah. The Uniqlo people, like, it's like a lot of different things.
All these are tight-knit communities. I mean, they're tight-knit communities. You know what I mean?
They are. And it just, like, kind of trickled all these different places. So the first email I got was from a store in Sendai. It's kind of north a little bit. It's this, like, kind of fun industrial town, to my understanding. But there's a store that stocks a lot of LA things. So it's called Folks General Store. Cool. And it's pretty neat. Like, it's, like... They sell wine too, but like I send them a bunch of vases. Yeah. There's like a cool vintage retailer that also sells Selmiozelic, which is funny. Yeah, awesome. And he's like one of those guys that travels from like New Mexico to LA and just fills his rental car up and then ships it all out. Yeah. But he picked up some of my work, so that was a second client. We just did a pop-up at the Isetan. Not a pop physical, but like a collaboration pop-up this December. You know the Isetan? Yeah. In Shibuya. The spinning thing.
We've gone past.
It looks like a disco, like a record label. That was cool. So like, I hope that Rio, the buyer, like comes to the pop up in June. Yeah. This coming June. I don't know if I could work with them, but like they're pretty big. I couldn't fulfill an order if God forbid. But hopefully they want it a little bit.
Walk it back a little bit.
So it's been really neat, and like. A lot of other connections that come, like there's this amazing woodworker in Osaka. His name's Toki. He has truck furniture.
Truck furniture is so cool.
Dude.
I got the book in my house. Yeah,
bro. Like Toki's like a good friend of ours. He knows a lot of our work. One day
work's insane,
dude. I know.
It's really
next
wild,
time you go to Osaka, if you ever go, like
we flew into Osaka.
We haven't been
spent time there, but
like,
I've only heard. Yeah.
Like I'll link y'all. Like he for sure knows about you guys too. Like he's a legend. He's the mayor of Osaka. Like he's the mayor of Japan at this point. So like we're friendly with him. So every time, like now with our pop up, we'll obviously do it in Tokyo, and we'll just like trickle down.
Yeah.
And we'll road trip actually. We did that last time. We're gonna do it this time.
Yeah.
And we found like a really beautiful place in Kyushu, in the southern island, and there's a spa town in the middle of it on a fucking old volcano. It's called ASO. And
I got a friend that just went. It looked incredible. Yeah,
bro. Yeah. It's like if you're walking through like a Studio Ghibli
it's gorgeous.
set. Like it's just
crazy.
like rolling grass fields and like this random ass stream that like hits the sunlight perfect, and you know it's it's a magical place. And we're gonna just do the Tokyo thing first, drive our ass down, and then call it a day. And like hopefully like more comes from Japan.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And like from that, like we're doing a little business in Korea now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's sick. And I don't know, Asia's been really kind to us.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm Asian, I don't know, but our work
I think what we figured out what it is over time is the group of people that we work with in Japan and vice versa is it's all, we've talked around the pod a lot, but it's like it's a lot about just like how people care about things. Dude. And you care about it the same way we care about stuff. And I think that just translates universally is like just really passionate people in whatever it is you're doing. Exactly. Yeah. It's like the way you talk about it. It's the way, it's not about what it is. It's about
it's my favorite fucking thing when a Japanese person walks into my store.
Yeah.
It's my like the ultimate like pleasure for me. Like I really feel grateful to have them, because like that means like you're on their path. You know, and like if they think your store's cool, like I'm like so happy. I just hate that the Japanese dollar is so dog shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise I feel like I would do a lot of business in Japan. But the Japanese dollar is so bad.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's good for y'all though.
Right? It's good when we go.
Yeah.
But like when you bring in your
it helps.
Oh sure.
Guys,
it's good.
It helps. Helps good for the customer too.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, like I think like I need a few really strong clients in Japan just to like round it out, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't do that much.
Cool.
Sure.
Don't want to overextend and make it something it's not.
And then it's not special.
I want to keep doing a pop-up there every year, and I don't want it to feel like overcrowded. And like, you know, like maybe like one day I'll work with Beams, and after that, I think like if it works well, like I'll be happy, and like we'll have a really strong partner there. Mm-hmm. And then we can start focusing on other places, you know? Like I really want a great store in Paris. Yeah. And I really want a great store in like Copenhagen, in that area. Yeah. Because like we get inquiries from them all the time. Yeah. And like I don't think my style of ceramics really exists there, you know, and I don't think they really exist in Japan too, so I think that's why it hits so well. I don't think they really exist anywhere. Like my ceramics are fucking different, but like weird. But you know,
what else do you want to like? What else do you want to do? Is in this world? Could you see moving beyond ceramics at all, and it would still be a part of the same thing, or it would be some, or like is it just?
I mean, are
there things in ceramics that you could still innovate on?
There are tons, bro. Like,
and obviously the lighting and stuff. I've never really seen that.
Yeah, the lights. Yeah. Yes, to answer your question, yes. Like Peyton, my girlfriend, makes tiles.
So no kidding, dude.
Oh yeah, she hand cuts tiles. Like it's kind of very labor.
My family's from that business, and it's
tile
just
business?
Yeah.
So it's
Italians.
Business,
Yeah.
Like she just got a potential order, and it's like that's like a 2-week thing, like for not that much money, but like it's a real labor of love. Yeah. But if we can kind of distill it a little bit and bring it into furniture making, like tiled like tables, and like imagine this table, and like there's just inlaid tiles on the sidewalls and on this thing, right? Like built-in coasters or something. Like there's there could be a real thing here. I think like the real movement we want to make is go into the interior realm a little bit, interiors. Like I want.
You're in LA. That's a great place for it. Yeah,
we're in like a Americana-driven market too. Yeah. Totally. I mean, y'all are too, but it's just like the day we get traction and have a hotel email us and be like, we need 25 sconces and 150 cups. Like that's a great payday for us. And that's a good business. That's good business.
Yeah.
And we're building towards that. So we're like developing a catalog and blah, blah, blah. And like all these things. And like, I'm just trying to keep inventory right now. Cause actually we're selling like a decent amount of lights, you know, like right off the website. And, yeah, right. And the hardest thing was just getting photos of it. Yeah. That's what like held me back. I was like, I didn't know how to photograph. So actually just recently we built like this lighting rack extension of our clothing rack for our merchandise. Yeah. And it's like these 3 compartments that are against this really nice grained wood wall. Yeah. And I just like, you know, and it's done. And we sold 2 out of 4 lights I've posted on it amongst many others, like just off the shelf. And the lighting, I think, has a lot of potential because no one really like makes affordable handmade lights, you know, and they're usually so expensive. Yeah, like interior people just get ripped off left and right. Yeah, like to be honest, and not to shit on.
Well, selection's bad. The stuff's bad. You know what I mean? Like most people just go vintage, but vintage is luck of the draw. You know?
So like we're
also
making
as expensive.
Yeah,
dude. And nowadays, but like we're making like really personalized or like just elegant or rugged ceramic shades, and they're upside down bowls. Like nothing complicated. Mm-hmm. But like, there's a lot of different factors. There's like light diffusion because like ceramic doesn't diffuse light like that. Yeah. That plastic shade there or whatever that is. And like, we're using Conway electric cord, like really nice stuff, and we're hand making it in LA. And I think there's a real interest in it. Yeah. You know, as interest like that my cups have, the lights can give as well. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get into clothing. But I weirdly sometimes sell more merch than cups. Yeah. Some days. And I'm starting to open my eye to it a little bit. Yeah. But I'm not a clothing guy. Like, my friends, like, you know this brand Good Fight in LA? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like all like these really, there's 4 of them. And like I'm wearing their shirt right now. And they gave it to me for my birthday. And they're like, yeah, we have this like beautiful, like heavyweight blank for a sweater. So I'll take like 20 of those because they made it. Yeah. You know, and they're expensive. They're like, you know, they cost me a lot of money. And, you know, I'll have $1,000 worth of sweaters in the back. Yeah. You know, and like that's weird to think about like, as a ceramics company. But
I think
I think $1,200 of stickers in the back, like
goddamn stickers. Yeah. I mean, I think that people are connecting with your brand beyond just ceramics. I mean, I think that's what's. It's one of those things where it's like it's the thing that nobody wants to talk about. It's the Instagram of it all. It's you know, it's like I don't want that to be part of it, but I know that that's part of it. People just are connecting with it more deeply than one. You know, it's not as 1-to-1. It's beyond that, and I think that's its own really cool and interesting thing.
Yeah, I want people to subscribe to what we're doing.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's bigger than like, just one thing.
Feel the energy that we're building and the community that we're building, and like there's a story behind our work, and I always try to cement that into the narrative, like and I don't know how that translates to a product thing. Like ceramics are the story right now, right? Like maybe one day there'll be a little furniture. Hopefully we'll be in the interiors world. Maybe there'll be a little more merch, but like I don't suspect so much more. We're not trying to build like a lifestyle brand per se, but I don't want to be like blind to some opportunities, you know. We're just I'm a cup maker, by trade, by like, you know, by default. Like I'm not trying to reinvent anything. We're just trying to like make a nice living selling cool work that like people love, you know. And so far it's so good. It's pretty good kind of stuff.
No, I mean I think that anybody that, and I think about it all the time when I feel stressed or anxious, or you know, it's small business, it's stressful, and you know, you get a bunch of people involved, and then that's even more stressful because you're like, I feel responsible for their well-being and their success and making them better, and it gets big underneath you really quick. And I think that like it's easy to let the stress and the anxiety and all that drive it, and then at the end of the day, every once in a blue moon when I'm taking a hike and I'm not feeling so stressed, I'm like, man, I'm really lucky to do just like what I want to do. And that's the best. I mean, I don't think there's that many. I mean, if I know 25 people, there's 1, 2 maybe doing what they actually really are passionate about and want to do.
I'm so grateful every day. Yeah. I forget about it because like in the morning I wake up to like someone angry. that they're ordered and come in.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it comes right to my email in front of me when I wake up, and it's like, we don't get many of them, hey, but like,
you care about what you do, you take it personally. You know what I mean? It's hard, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
But like at the end of the day, I make the art that I want to make. I deal with pretty much the clientele I want to deal with. I build a nice space to work in, and I support a few people now.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, right. It's like it's pretty neat. Like, and like I want to do that only better.
Yeah.
I want to like be able to give people a salary they can really rely on year in, year out, right? And I'm still figuring that out for myself now, you know, and like we have a lot of fortune. We do good sales for our size and what we're doing.
Yeah, in the niche,
in the niche, exactly. And we're collaborating with good companies and this and that. But I think the real goal is that like we have our space. Maybe there's a coffee shop one day, so like the cups translate to some other aspect, and then there's like 3 or 4 team members that like just live and breathe this ceramic shit for a minute, right? And at the same time, like I can support their ceramic journey or their art journey. I'm not shy to be like to my assistants, like, you know, we make it past a certain threshold. Like you can have a few spots in our store on our website to launch what you're trying to launch.
Hell yeah.
Right? Like that's
sick, dude. That's
it's
huge.
really important to me because like when I started, that's the only thing I wanted. The only thing I wanted was somewhere comfortable to make my work.
Yeah.
Because like I was like hustling, like driving shit all around and stuff. But like what I really wanted was like someone to help me figure it out. Because I didn't know. And like speaking about the mentors again, I didn't have a mentor. I'd never had a mentor for ceramics. You know, I don't look up to like fucking like Seth Rogen for ceramic advice. like I don't have anyone. I have a few people that I ask questions to. Like y'all may be one of them too. Like I just don't know shit about business in like the small ways. Like I know how to like set costs and make a sale.
Sure.
But like I'm still surprised at accounting, but that's why I hired an accountant.
Yeah.
But you know, like but with like my goal is to support myself, my family, you know, and eventually like aspiring artists that want to do what I'm doing. Yeah. You know, and or in some way do what I'm doing. I don't want anyone to do what I'm doing. Like it's not easy. It's not fun some days. But
I mean, I think that like the reality is all that nuance. I think everyone like there's like, you know, people and entrepreneurs and business guys are like, I know all the ins and outs. And it's like you might for you, but you don't know for me. And the reality is like nobody knows for me except for me. So the nuance and stuff that you get good at really has nothing to do with like specific, like it's that you have to fit you're solving your own problem, you know what I mean? And I think that's all it is every day, is like getting up and going, I need to solve this problem in a way that makes sense to me and is organic to my business and helps my people and does everything right for us. That's not the right solution that I can just copy and paste for you. That might not work for you, you know what I mean? It's a tricky thing, and I think that everyone thinks there's some formula, and there's not a specific formula. You create your own. And you know, people, we do interviews and stuff for sometimes, and sometimes it's like, here's what I have for you, and if you walk away and go, I'm gonna do whatever I want anyway, then it's like you're gonna make it. You don't need any advice from me. You're gonna figure it out one way or the other. I can give you advice, but it's meaningless. That's not giving you any leg up. The leg up you have is if you walk out of the office, no matter what I said to you, you're gonna keep doing whatever you're gonna do, then you're gonna be just fine. You know what I mean? And I think that like you're saying, like I don't want anyone else to do what I have to do. That's for me, because it's so hard. Like, and I think about like my daughter being like, oh, what if she wanted to do this one day? I'm like, God damn, it's so hard. I don't know.
My dad with a dentist. He's like, he doesn't want anyone to be a dentist.
Yeah. So, but the reality is, if she wants to do it, it won't matter. She's not gonna listen to me anyway. So good. Yeah. So that, at least if she's gonna do well, it won't matter what I say. Totally. You know. So
it's some people are built for it. Some people like just want an easier way, and there's honor in both paths. You know, and like some people just need to see what it's like. Yeah. You know, and some days it's really difficult.
Oh, I fantasize a lot just as like a fun thing where it's like, oh, I go to an office and someone just goes, do these things. I'm like, that's all I gotta do.
I want to work at Home Depot.
Yeah.
I was just at Home Depot right before you guys show up, and I was like,
yeah.
God damn, dude, old guy helped me cut some chain. He was cool as hell, and I was like, man, we would get along if I worked with you.
That guy's got
man.
a great pension in front of him.
Yeah, dude. I had a buddy that worked at Home Depot in high school, and he was like, loved it. It was generally easy, and also if you are the type of person who doesn't want to do a lot of work, like it's big enough, you can kind of get lost in there, and you just pass some time. But
totally,
I love Home Depot. I kick around on the weekends just to see what they got going on.
Right?
I just want to see what's new.
How
you know,
see how much
they got
that 2x4 is these days.
Yeah,
you
what's
know?
the garden center got? You know, what's on sale? Oh yeah.
Nah, yeah.
Well, cool, man. I mean, I think that like, what else? Anyone got anything else? Or are we good? Should we just talk about the event?
Let's touch about the event. Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, so I mean, we're gonna put this out today,
put this out right
cool?
now. Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah, we'll flip it and get it out by end of today, or worst case, first thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got an event. It's either tomorrow or today, depending on when
it's
this
Friday
comes out.
the 25th.
Friday. Yep.
Yes.
We're gonna do an event. We've got a big order that you just wrote. We were gonna do this order regardless, but you kindly offered to drive it over.
You know, like it was when I first started the business. It was like work hard 7 days, fuck off for 2.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it never worked out like that. Yeah. But it was like work hard for like 30 days, fuck off for 5.
Yeah.
You know,
that seems about the right.
And now it's never like that. Now it's just like work hard every day and like see if you can scrounge a day to mow the lawn or something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a lawn, but so like like this order was a big deal for us, and I mean you fuckers added more on.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, baby.
For this
we
event.
sold out too fast the first time.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing, by the way, to start. But like this was a lot of work for us, and like you guys have the best collection of Danny's Mud Shop in North America right now, in your warehouse, and it was also a great excuse for us just to like get out and like see where this is going. You know?
Yeah.
We just want we work closely with so many people, but like I've only been to I've been to the El Cosmic Hotel in Marfa, Texas.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only wholesale client I've been to. And there was Iron Resin for a minute in Ventura. And that was it. Like that. Like I really haven't seen any others.
I think it's gonna be fun. We get really nice turnouts for these events. I don't know if it's just because there's not as much. It's not New York. It's not LA. So when something comes up, people are out and doing it. You know.
Yeah.
But people usually turn out, and it's nice. I mean, I think that it's always nice for us when we just did a Beams launch not that long ago. Yeah. People are just so kind and like supportive and stoked that you're doing something cool. So we have a really cool community that I think you'll be excited to meet.
I'm stoked, and like Boulder's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Colorado eats we made very Colorado specific ceramics for y'all.
Yeah.
And if I learn anything, Colorado people love Colorado.
Colorado people love Colorado.
People in Boulder love the Boulder flat rocks.
They are very proud of this place.
And it's beautiful. And I'm very we're very grateful to be here. You know, you guys have a beautiful store.
Thank you, man. Yeah, appreciate it.
You're on an awesome strip.
And we've gotten really lucky with all that.
Yeah, right. And I hope I have some fans from my end come out and.
Sounds like it. Based on all the feedback we've gotten so far, people are stoked.
Hey, if people want to drive 30 minutes from Denver, if that's how long it takes.
Yeah.
Like I'm
will.
I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful for that, for real.
Yeah.
Every piece that you have in there is like made with with a lot of heart, you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You know, and it took us 3 months to make all that. You put that order in on early January.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Which was really crazy to me. No one orders in January. I don't know. You guys are crazy people.
Honestly, I don't remember when we got the first one, but it burnt so fast that honestly, if it wasn't for Black Friday and all the prep and everything we have to do for that, it probably would have been sooner. Yeah. But it was just a matter of when
we had the time to put it
together. No, for real, it's very cool for us. And I just put out a video about how the challenge of the wholesale, but the benefits it gives you, and
totally
it's really cool to just be here to drop that order off for people that care about the work. You know?
I think it'll be fun to sell it tomorrow too, because in this case, at least you don't have to be jumping out of the back to make pottery. You can just talk to people. We'll handle all the rest.
It's really neat. It's really neat. And I think when you unwrap it all, if you do, and put it out.
Yeah.
Like, see it all.
First thing tomorrow morning. Yeah.
See it all in place, like in multiples. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
And the colors really pop. It'll be like my store. That's like it's just like I built my store to be a very simple Japanese workshop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wood everywhere, no joinery walls.
Yeah. Cool.
You know, and then I just started looking around. I was like, what is going on? Like, why does it look so hectic in here?
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily hectic, but it's just like lots of colors and vibrancy from the work and like all the stupid shit that I collect.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to look around. And people, I don't trust anyone that walks in and doesn't have curiosity, because there's so many things
to look at,
and to feel, and like, you know.
What do you collect? You said like, because I know you were doing some vintage shopping stuff. So.
I burned down a lot of the vintage stores on the road. I don't know, like I have a few friends online that one's coming in from Livingston. Is that a thing around here? Livingston?
I don't know. He would
I don't know, it's like an hour or something, but he's like Jake Heltzer, and I buy a lot of random shit from him online. Like he'll like story sale, and there'll be like 1950s dice and like weird like hand carved bowling pins, and like that's in my store. And like I now somehow found myself collecting like antique thermostats, and it's just like they're just there, you know.
This has had to be an active like unfollow thing for me on Instagram, because it was just to the point where it was like, I've bought a lot of just weird shit. Bro, I went through a real statue phase for a minute, and it was like it needed to stop. It was like, this is out of control. I don't have anywhere to put them.
I couldn't imagine how many clothes you guys own. Like, I thought I had a problem. Like,
you'd be surprised though.
We pare it down to like very little. You see so many clothes, you know what I mean, all the time, that you can't get like that obsessed with. Well, I mean, you met Chris.
Yeah, Chris got a problem.
Chris is different. Chris is different.
Intervention.
Yeah.
Financial advisor, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a different. You know, we hire a lot of addicts is also the problem. You know, because that's how we meet them. But yeah, I mean, like, I've been around it for so long that I love it, and I love looking at it and appreciating it. But I don't need to like own if I tried to do that, it would be. That's right. It'd be endless.
I'm 1 and 2 out at this point.
Sorry, Kai just ripped ass in this smaller room.
Oh, she's
we got
a baby,
the dog
dude.
in here. Yeah, she's all right.
Oh, she's perfect.
That's cool, because like I can't say no to certain things that need to exist in my store.
Yeah.
Well, and you said you pulled up yesterday. You were happy to unload the merchandise so that you can buy more shit on the way home.
Bro, I mean. Like, I don't know where that painting went, but there's a...
It's right over there. Yeah.
The embroidery piece? It's right here.
Did you... Like, that thing is insane. Like, it is... Fuck, that thing must be 8 by 4.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And it's like grandma sewn, like, people and shirts. You guys would love it, actually.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'll show you all.
Yeah. Just a picture, at least.
But anyways, just to go back to the pop-up, thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Please come out.
We're really happy.
Who knows the time?
4 to 7, guys. 4 to 7
4 to 7.
We are excited to see
exclusive pieces. We got a full run of all the other stuff that we've had before.
There's
at least,
exclusive pieces only for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 different SKUs, like a cup, another cup, and a catch-all dish.
Yeah. We're super stoked on that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be in store only. We'll see if it sells out. If it doesn't sell out, we'll put the rest online. But I have a funny feeling it's going to go.
We're going to do the thing where we
we'll do one. We'll do one for Patreon. If you're not on Patreon, jump on Patreon, because we're going to do a little giveaway.
Yeah, we're going to give one of each of the exclusive SKUs away to random Patreon members. So we'll run a random number generator.
What?
If you're just in there, we'll just give you one of the 3.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
We try to take care of them, but since this is so in person,
we weren't sure what the bleed over would look like.
Yeah.
Patreon's sick. I gotta start this up.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
But we'll be doing that. But we're stoked. We were eager to meet you, so we were all standing by the garage door last night when you pulled up.
I know. That was quite an entrance. The hospitality here is really unmatched.
Oh, thank you.
You got a group of nice people here. We're a very nice group of people.
It's only nice people.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
So. All right, cool. We'll come out. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you soon.
Meet him. Meet us if you haven't. I would. It seems weird that you'd be listening to this and you haven't met us, but we're around. So, yeah. All right, cool. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye. Bye.